Feeling proper sorry for myself today, proper down in the dumps, proper deflated, not good. And there's a few reasons for it. I have ups and downs in mood anyway, but one thing I hate more than anything, believe it or not, is conflict and falling out with people. I hate it. So many like people that have gone, sort of been in my life, really good friends with, and then they've turned out to just not be what I expected or what I thought it was going to be, or we've just clashed in some way and then we've ended up falling out. And it happens more often than I would like, and that's not necessarily their fault or my fault, it's just the way things are really. But the more groups I'm in, the more clubs I'm a part of, the more circles I get involved in, the more drama and bullshit seems to come about. Now I'm struggling as it is, like in my normal life away from YouTube and social media and that. I'm struggling with everything at the minute. You know that I've talked about mental health shit before, and how I struggle with things, and people then say things like, we're all struggling. Yeah, I fucking know that. I know that we're all struggling. I understand that. I'm trying to help any way I can with people's struggles. Setting up support groups and all that kind of thing is my way of trying to do what I can. Pushing people towards Andy's Man Club and all those kinds of things are my way of trying to help out, because I physically don't know what else I can do to help out. But it just seems like no matter what, like I talk about mental health in a video, somebody will say, well, you're you know, that's rich coming from you. You've done this, you've done that, you've said this, you've done that. Try and speak out against cyberbullying and all that kind of thing, and then some people comment saying, well, you've said this to this person, you said that to this person, remember when you said that? Fucking hell, yeah, I do remember when I said that. I do remember when this thing happened, I do remember. Doesn't mean that I can't speak out against those things, you know? Like, I'm no saint at all. I'm not perfect in any way. I'm fucking flawed, a piece of shit at times. But I try and do the right thing by everybody. And yeah, I'm gonna fall out with people. Yeah, I'm gonna call somebody a knobhead. If they're being a knobhead, I'm gonna call them a knobhead. I'll call them a knobhead on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube if I feel they're being a knobhead. That's not cyberbullying though, is it? That's falling out with somebody and having a fucking... What I don't do is start attacking their personality and fucking really going in on them and kicking them while they're down and all those things. Would never do that. Never intentionally anyway. I don't think I've ever done that. I made a video the other day which has gone quite like viral as far as my videos go, talking about this poor girl that jumped in front of a train a few weeks ago. It's grim, like it's grim. From experience, I've been in the position where I have wanted to jump in front of a train. I've been there, stood on top of a bridge, stood on top of a building, been right there, that point where I'm ready to go. So I understand how it feels to be there, right? So I can speak about it. I can say, don't do this because this person's done this, and I know how that feels. But I've had a lot of comments from people. Again, it is the minority, but saying, you know, it's not because of this, it's not because of that, that person's selfish, that person did this, that person did that. I've literally have private messages from big influencers, a big influencer, taking the opportunity of this young girl taking her own life, using that as an opportunity to attack me. I can't emphasize enough how this is really the minority of people, like the smallest amount of people being negative. But obviously it's those negative ones that stick in your head, like this Lee person. She was beautiful and she had a lot going for her. She seemingly online especially could, you know, she was at top of her game and all that, but that doesn't mean that behind the scenes she ain't struggling with stuff. And you know, God, really struggling to come to terms with some stuff. I didn't know this Lee person, just for the record. I'd never spoke to her, never interacted with her at all. I only made that video because it was somebody who lived in a similar subculture, I guess. She lived in a similar subculture as me, and also she was online, and she was I guess the victim of some quite harsh bullying, some really negative shit. And I only had maybe fucking 5% the following that she had and the negativity that she had. Can't imagine how it must have been for her to deal with that. All I can say is, even on my low level, sometimes the amount of shit just ain't worth it. Now, I've been lucky in that I've got a good support network around me, and I don't feel quite that bad that I want to jump in front of a train or jump off a building or do anything like that. I don't feel quite that bad, you know. I am counting my blessings. I am looking at the positives. I understand how lucky I am to be in the position that I am in, so I don't think that this is one of them videos. Just, you know, wanted to chat about that kind of thing. The Support Van Lifers page has been an amazing thing to watch and see it evolve into something really good, solid support network. But, you know, you are going to get negativity in there, you are going to get people disagreeing on subjects, and that's good, that's fine, and healthy debate is good, but I still see people being nasty in there, you know. I still see, you just can't help it. It just seems like it's the way of the world at the minute. We've been locked down for a year, certainly in the UK. We've been locked down for a year. We've had our freedoms taken away from us for the last year, and that's difficult for anybody to deal with. Anybody, even the most sound of mind person, is going to be struggling at this stage of this lockdown situation. So imagine what it's like for those that struggled anyway to deal with this on top of that. Like, there's no wonder the suicide rates have gone up. There's no wonder that people are struggling and people are at each other and people are bickering and people are falling out and all that. There's no wonder, like, but just understand, and I understand, that the people that are maybe aiming some negativity towards me, probably I'm not the person they're really angry at or upset at. They're probably struggling, so I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. People that I've argued with and got upset with recently, or people that have been upset with me, I haven't blocked them or removed them or deleted them or any of that stuff. My door is always open, and one day I hope that people can sort of, when things have changed, they might come back and say, you know, how are you, or hope everything's alright, and just, or even meet for a cup of tea or something, you know. I'm not closing those people down completely, because we are all suffering. Also, I might as well clear up while I'm here. Just because I've got this car now and I am enjoying driving it, it doesn't mean that my van has gone. It doesn't mean I'm not living in my van. I am still living in my van. I parked the car next to the van in the place where I'm parked, in the same place I've been parked for 3 months. Some people who watch me on YouTube have seen me there. I spoke to somebody yesterday who said, oh, I've seen you parked at this place. Like, I am literally in my van every night, apart from the odd night where I might stay in a hotel or something. Don't for one second think that I'm secretly away from van life. That's another comment I've had a few times recently. Fake accounts saying that they're exposing me, that I really live in this house and this street or this place, or I'm a van life faker because I'm not really doing it. Those around me who know me know exactly where I am, know exactly what situation is, know exactly where I live, how I live, and everything, and they're the ones that are important to me. Negative Nancy's trying to suggest that I'm faking something can bore off, to be honest. Not interested in it. And this ain't going to be a negative video either, regardless of what the subject matter is. I'm just trying to sound off right now while I'm pissed off. Just fuck off with that. Just trying to sound off a little bit, because this is how I dealt with it. The whole, for those of you that don't know, when I first started out in van life, the reason why I was making videos was self-help and therapy. It was easy to talk to a camera than talk to somebody in real life, and then the whole editing process was therapeutic, and then uploading to YouTube was just a thing. Like, so I guess I'm going back to that now, but I'm complaining at you lot. All I want is for people to just be a bit more kind to each other, and again, that doesn't mean I am always kind to people. I tell people to suck a dick all the time. Like, I respond to negative comments with more negativity sometimes when I shouldn't do. I should maybe give them some love. In fact, negative comments now are gonna get hearts. I'm gonna reply with hearts from now on. I'm not gonna get into bickering. I've had enough. Oh, fucking. It's alright, I won't argue with you for pulling over like that without indicating in the middle of a busy street. You're probably having a bad time. I understand. I'm sorry you're going through that. Here's some hearts. There you go, see? It's working already. We're about out of this lockdown thing now. Couple of weeks, and hopefully things will completely be back to normal. Hopefully. And then we can all just get along and see each other in real life. Imagine only talking to your friends online for a year. Things are going to be lost in translation. Things are going to be taken out of context. Things are going to be fucking awful. I bet so many people have fallen out with people that they would never fall out with in real life. I've heard so many stories about that kind of thing happening. Imagine how many relationships have ended during this lockdown because of people spending too much time with each other or not being able to spend time with each other. It's a crazy time. Anyway, we're coming out of it. Let's be positive. We're hopefully coming out of it. Hopefully the next few weeks will be... Things are starting to... I'm driving through Sheffield now, and you can see that things are different. You can feel that things are different. People are starting to relax a little bit. You can see people just having a bit of more of a walk around, a few more people together. Things just seem a bit... Roads are a bit busier, and I'm not saying that's a good thing, but roads are a bit busier, and that's usually a sign that people are moving around. And things are becoming a bit more free now. And I understand the tinfoil hat crew, no disrespect to you, but I understand that you thought that this was the end of the world and we're going to be barricaded in our houses in cages and all that kind of thing. But hopefully you can see now a little bit more that's not happening. Just because I talk about my mental health issues doesn't mean that other people's mental health issues don't matter. Just because I talk about how the new government's bill on their racist bill against travellers, just because I talk about how that might not affect me that much doesn't mean I don't recognise how much it's going to affect them and understand potentially how it's going to affect them, and also understand that it is completely and utterly fucking racist bill. I'm not suggesting that at all. I would just talk about how things affect me because that's how I see them, because I'm me. That I had to fit that little bit of a rant in. Anyway, all I can do now, my only responsibility, I think, is to try and use my social... Wow, B&Q doesn't look very busy. What? This store will be closed Easter Sunday. What the fuck? The only day I wanted it to be open and it's bloody closed. Well, this is this video off, isn't it? This is just the icing on my day. Ah! All I wanted was a storage box to make my day better, and now I ain't got one. Ah!